Hi everyone, welcome to the accumulation and momentum data analysis for July 16th. So today was a pretty decent day, especially on the indices. They were kind of flat. If you look at the Nifty or the small cap or the mid cap index, all of them ended flat. But select stocks and sectors did very well. So if you had those in your portfolio, be it trading or investments, they did pretty well for you today, right? So let's get started with the important news. So the news is India's export to US jumps 23% in June and imports fall by 10% from the US, right? Even with China, our exports have kind of jumped almost 17% in the month of June. And if you look at the full quarter, that is April, May, and June, our exports to the US has jumped up by 22%, and to China, it has jumped up by almost 17.87, that is 18%. So this is where one can kind of narrow down on sectors and stocks which are kind of exporting to the US as well as China. One can narrow down on those sectors and stocks because those would be coming out with very good set of numbers in Q1, right? So you can do that homework and see which are those stocks, which are those sectors which kind of exported to US or both US and China. Those are the ones where you would be seeing decent growth in the quarterly results, that is Q1 results, right? Now, moving on to the next one, that is the large cap accumulations. Very slight improvement, nothing much to read here. But if you look at the momentum, if the momentum had improved today, we would have been very sure about a rally that is going to come in. But since it has cooled off a bit, then it makes it a little doubtful. And also, tomorrow is expiry. So on expiry, you get crazy moves in the last hour. So not sure what is going to happen tomorrow. But let's say if we kind of improve tomorrow, then we can be sure of Nifty or the large caps having more momentum and moving even higher. Right? Now moving on to the mid caps. The mid cap saw a decent pullback in accumulation today compared to the last few days, right? But the momentum also kind of slowed down, right? After hitting a highs which were not seen in the last many sessions, the mid cap momentum kind of slowed down a bit. So here also maybe a small pullback before we kind of move higher, but tomorrow's data will kind of confirm what we are going to do. Are we going to consolidate more, or we are going to have a continuous up move in the mid caps? Now coming to small cap accumulation did see a slightly lower accumulation today compared to the yesterday, but still it is much higher than the last, let's say, 9, 10 trading sessions. So nothing to be disheartened about here. And if you look at the small cap momentum, majority of the money that was made today was in the small caps. You can clearly see it has gone above the previous high as well from where we started to correct, right? So net, the accumulation remains decent, right? The momentum in small caps is better than the Nifty or let's say the large caps on the mid caps. And also, if they focus on these export related stocks to the US and China, that is where pretty decent money could be made once the Q1 results are announced. Hope this helps. Thank you.